My dad was definitely a family man. He had an unbelievable work ethic. He was loyal. He was honest to a fault sometimes. And he was a man of faith. He believed that every day was a gift from God and that it should be used productively and for the greater good. I think that he would want people to know that he was proud of his accomplishments as administrator and that he was happy and proud to represent Opelousas General. But more than that, he was proud of what Opelousas General represented.
Mr. Wagley was very interested in the welfare of the community. After he left the hospital, he got involved in city government. He did his best to help the mayor and the city council do a good job in running the city. He had honesty, integrity, and ability, which are excellent traits in all of us, and particularly in a public servant.
You know, Mr. Darryl would always come into the laboratory several times a day because he was friends with everybody in there. And we just always knew that his happy voice, and when he walked in, he would tell everybody hi, go and introduce himself to everybody all the time that he was there. And we just always knew that he had our back and he was always fighting for us, and he was always fair. And he actually hired me, so I have a special place for him.
If I had to describe my grandfather, there's so many words to describe him, but he was first and foremost a family man. He was a devoted man, and he was a family man to not just our immediate family, but to our community. Every thought that he put into anything he did was not just for himself. It was for our community, this hospital, and for our family. He taught our family to care for others the way he did his entire life. I have run into so many people in the community that have been like, your grandfather has done so much for me, so much for our community, and it's just, I'm so honored to be his granddaughter.
He was 31 years old when he took over administrator at Opelousas General. And that is amazing. I couldn't imagine doing that at 31 years old. And not only that, he was on the board at the airport. He was involved with the United Way, the Chamber of Commerce, the Lafayette Diocese. He built the hospital pretty much to what it is today. So when he retired, he left a legacy at the hospital, leaving them debt-free and $2 million in the bank. And that's amazing.
The community is better because Mr. Wagley was very outgoing, very involved, served in a lot of capacities in the community as well as at the hospital, and kept us at the forefront.
He was always very supportive. He was very organized. He was always wanting to give back to his community. When I was a teenager, heck, when I was in my 20s, I guess, we didn't have computers. He had a typewriter, and it had a sticker on it, and it said, "The service you give to your community is the rent you pay for the room you have on earth." And he always lived by that. Most of us, his children, have always been on boards and committees, and we learned from him to give back to your community.
What I want you to remember the most about Mr. Darryl Wagley is how much we respected him and loved him. He always wanted nothing but the best for this hospital. He wanted it to grow and prosper. He loved this place. And if there was anything that we needed or anything that we asked for, he did his best to try to provide for that. I do want to say Mr. Darryl Wagley loved his OGH family.
On behalf of the Wagley family, we are humbled and honored to accept the Hall of Fame Award for our dad, Darryl Wagley.